Welcome back to our channel.
Yes.
We are working on building our dream home in Garden City, Utah. This last week we got started. Why are you laughing at me?
Because the cat's ridiculous.
Come here, kitty.
Yeah. He goes, oh, you're filming meow.
She just likes to talk when we talk.
Today we are painting the face of our garage. The garage is enormous. It's going to take forever. And we have a spray gun, we have rollers, we have little painty things, but there always seems to be a breeze. So we're a little worried about using the spray gun because we will accidentally paint the entire front of the fifth wheel trailer that we have parked next to the garage.
That would not be good.
So I think it's rollers and brushes today.
Yeah, at least for the face of the garage, and then we'll probably use a sprayer on the 3 other sides.
Yeah, we have to prime the other sides because they're vinyl, they're not hardy board.
Yeah, so that's gonna be fun. But today we're just gonna focus on finishing up the face of the garage because I hate looking at it the way that it is right now. We started working on it in the evenings during the work week this last week. We're gonna get that finished up, and then we need to pivot and go back to the house. So this last week the drywall started happening in the house, and we are going to have the same people doing the drywall install the tongue and groove on the ceiling in the house, in the great room. And before they install it, we want to whitewash it so that we don't have to try to whitewash it when it's 30 feet off the ground. So we're gonna take all of those tongue and grooves, put them on sawhorses, spray them, wipe them, and get them nice and whitewashed, and then stack them up so that they are ready for the install.
Yep, and it's a huge maze because not only is there drywall laying against walls, there is equipment inside, and then our excavator blocked the entire way into the little backyard area by parking his tractor along it. Like he couldn't have done better. It'll be a bit of a task, and my parents are coming up. I haven't seen them in months. They don't want to come up in the snow because driving is sketchy for them.
They haven't been up here since before the snow fell, so the house is going to be very different since the last time they saw it.
And we just spend every second of our lives we're not doing our actual jobs doing this, so yeah, we haven't seen them in a long time. I'm looking forward to it, but it's going to be a bit of a detour. The good news is that my company gives me Juneteenth off, which is awesome. Love it, and I'm going to direct that time to the time that I lose today.
All right, let's get to it. It matches your pants.
Yeah, you know why?
Why?
Because all of my life is color coordinated.
It's looking good. The more of this color that we get on the wall, the more I like it.
In the beginning, I was like, you're nuts. This is gonna look terrible.
I'm feeling pretty good about my choices now. What do you think, Zeus? Do you approve? Got all of the corners done on this side, and then we just have to roller. Hello, it's Sunday morning, and I don't think the weather is going to be very agreeable today. It says there's a high chance of rain throughout the day. It's pretty gusty right now. I'm standing underneath the porch, so hopefully there isn't a whole lot of wind noise, but I don't think we're going to be able to get up on tall ladders and be painting in wind and rain. I think we're going to pivot to moving the tongue and groove boards into the basement. We're going to set them up on sawhorses and paint them inside. Hopefully, that's our plan. Well, my Sunday's off to a great start. Not so bad. Mike is grabbing a big chunk of the tongue and groove, putting it into the truck so that we can get it a little closer to the house. We tidied up in here. We cleaned up a bunch of the scrap wood that we had and swept some more because there was a bunch of loose insulation from the blown in. So we're gonna set up the tongue and groove on sawhorses in here and then paint them. We're gonna do one board with a 1-to-1 ratio with paint and water, and then another board with 2-to-1, and see which one we like more. Okay, trial and error. We've decided that the paint gun is actually not very helpful if we have to wipe it down anyways, and we're getting a better result by just using rags directly into the 1-to-1 paint solution. So I think that's what we're gonna do. Mike is clearing out, he's cleaning the paint gun now, because I don't think we're gonna use it. So side-by-side comparison, this one obviously just raw. This one has a wipe down with a whitewash, and it's just, you can still see the grains, but it's not yellow, which is what we want. I think it's looking pretty good. So now we just have to do that to, is it like 2,000 square feet of tongue and groove? That is 1/4 of the tongue and groove for the ceiling upstairs. All whitewash. We're gonna let that get nice and dry, and then we'll stack it up and we'll do it again.
That's the plan.
Gonna go eat some lunch while it dries.
Yes.
It's lunchtime.
Come on.
Day 1 of drywall. Got the ceiling in the hallway and the 2 main floor bedrooms and this wall. Holy cow. This room looks like it's mostly done. Well, okay, 2/3 done. Come back tomorrow and see what they've done. And day 2. Got walls, laundry room. Walls are all up. Closet. This is sweet. This goes so fast when people that do this all the time do it, as opposed to if Mike and I were trying to do this, it would take us all summer. And then look, they're even doing the blue stuff for the shower, which is great. I wasn't sure if they were gonna do that. There's a chalk line here for the shower. Very hard to see with all the mess, but I've got this blue stuff that I'm assuming is the more water resistant drywall for the shower. Check that out. Got our little mixing valve. The handle is over there, so you don't have to get wet. Day 3. This is the master bedroom. You can't see into the attic anymore. Got a ceiling in part of the bathroom. Attic's gonna feel like an attic now. It's gonna feel really dark up there. So we're gonna do a couple of sconces on either side of the bed that will have little pull chains, so we can turn the light on and off from in bed. This room is all drywalled except for the closet. And then they also made a lot of progress in the bathroom today. Getting close. So Mike and I are, this is a very bumpy highway and a very large stiff truck. Mike and I are down in the Salt Lake Valley this week. I have a marketing summit. I have to go into the office, and Mike had to buy a suit for a wedding that we have this weekend. So he came with, and he's also going to go into the office, just, because he can. We don't have to go into the office very often, which is great. We both love that. But every once in a while, there's something going on and we have to come down here. So there will be a skipped week on the YouTube channel. Sorry about that. But
we're bad. Spencer's bad.
Spencer's bad. Maybe we'll show you a couple of little glimpses of the wedding, but for the most part, we're going to be MIA this weekend. And next weekend, it'll be fun to see. It'll be fun to see how much they've gotten done when we get back. All right, we're back. We had an excellent time in Denver for the wedding, and it was wonderful. And now we are back. It is Monday, and we are going to finish off the face of this garage. And then we're probably going to leave the garage alone for a while. We don't have to paint the other 3 sides to get our certificate of occupancy, and I am starting to really feel the countdown. We have until October 23rd to finish this and get moved into the house. So we're going to focus on that primarily, but we're just gonna finish off the face of the garage so it doesn't look like it's bleeding green blood from the rafters. There's one little spot right here where we didn't paint down far enough with the brush when we were going along the soffit, but I think we pretty much did it. We got the whole face of the garage. We'll probably paint the door or something later and might end up painting the garage door, but for now I think we're gonna call this done. Check it out. Well on our way through texturing. Made a lot of progress while we were in Denver. See how this hallway's going. They got all the corners wrapped. Duck under the scaffolding. So I'm thinking that by the end of next week, they will have everything textured, and then we can start painting ceilings, putting up our lights, and we have power now, so we can actually start turning those on once we have them wired up. Things are moving along. All right, thanks so much for joining us. This was actually kind of fun.
Yeah.
Doing all of the whitewashing of the tongue and groove and then painting the garage. I think it looks really nice. And then next week, hopefully we'll be able to show you the tongue and groove on the ceiling.
What? Next week?
Oh, well, it depends. So we got a quote for the guys that are doing the drywall to put up the tongue and groove, but they're kind of backpedaling on that quote a little bit and saying that it's gonna be more, which doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, I don't know if they're angling for a little more cash or if it's honest. It's really hard to say.
Yeah.
But I know that I am not gonna like the revised price, so I'll probably just do it myself.
Yeah, if they're not going to do it for the price that they agreed to before, then we'll probably just do it ourselves, in which case it will take longer, but...
Look just as nice, probably.
Yeah.
I find that when we care, we usually do a better job, even if it's our first time. So
yeah,
let's hope that trend continues.
The only reason we don't want to do it is because we have to rent scaffolding and go up really high again.
I don't like being high.
Was not very fun for Mike. We'll see what happens. Come back next week to find out.